Hi, wise friend! So far, I've said that impansion has to do with harmony. So, what's harmony? In a strict sense, it's the study of ratios and structures of ratios. So, harmony's primary fact is that two notes played together sound good or consonant when their frequency ratio uses small whole numbers. The experience is more unpleasant or dissonant as the numbers increase. Of course, frequency is a temporal concept expressed in events per second. But ratios are more fundamental than time, space, or mass. For example, suppose you change the reference frequency. Then, the harmonic structure and its subjective experience will keep unchanged. Why is this so important? As I explained in the previous chapter, all our physics units and constants come from harmonic consonants. In other words, dimensionless ratios are the foundation of our experience and the bedrock of physics. Once you disregard a scale, only ratios remain. Or in reverse, we only need harmonic ratios to have a physical experience. But then, the expansion idea doesn't come from physics equations. Instead, it comes from vague, circular ideas like time arrows, containers, and touchable stuff. I call them the space-time metaphors. The question is, can we build an alternative view using harmony as the primary concept? Let's play Impanders! Suppose this fluctuation is the initial point before the Big Bang. When you pluck a guitar string, it vibrates in a fundamental frequency. But the two halves of the string also vibrate in sympathy. Moreover, the string vibrates in increasingly smaller fractions, producing frequencies called overtones of the fundamental. Theoretically, a string cannot produce an undertone or lower fundamental, because such a tone requires a longer string. However, nature is full of undertones. Researchers call them missing fundamentals, phantom fundamentals, or phantom stochastic resonances. Essentially, they are dimensionless ratios we experience temporally and spatially, an effect called soliton. Phantom undertones are essential for neurons, lasers, electronic circuits, climate cycles, or planetary motion. Moreover, this kind of math, called nonlinear science, covers everything we know, from the simplest particles to the most complex structures. So imagine our initial fluctuation as inward phantom undertones taking no space nor time. As I'll explain soon, complexity is a central concept for harmony. Therefore, impansion is a sizeless and timeless point of endless complexity. And here comes the question: are we interpreting that point as multiple observers looking at an expanding universe? This hypothesis coincides with what we know about human perception. In the Impansion book, I review several papers showing that the world, including our bodies, is a subjective construction. Indeed, phantom undertones are vital in that construction. Even our senses of distance, duration, direction, and verticality come from harmonic ratios. We don't need physical dimensions to see or touch. My purpose with this video has been to suggest that harmony is a good metaphor for human experience, from quantum particles to organisms and corporations. In the next video, I'll propose how a harmonic structure could think in terms of bigger, smaller, past, and future. Thanks for watching.